Hello. Um, this is gonna be a little thing I'm gonna call a ramble review because I'm just gonna talk with no scripts just because. Okay, yeah. So video topic. Uh, Master Detective Archives Raincode, visual novel made by the people who made Danganronpa, released recently, and I beat it a couple days ago. And I have thoughts about it, but I can't share any of them because no one else cares. Or not, or like hasn't played the game yet, so I just can't talk about it yet. But I still want to talk about it to something. Like it's to anybody, so here we are, right? So yeah, I'm just gonna talk no script about Master Detective Archives Raincoat. Uh, just whatever thoughts I have, and that's gonna be it. I'm gonna try to do no spoilers, but we'll just see what happens. If I end up talking spoilers, it's just how it's gonna be. So, uh, first things first. Just a general rating for the video game that I played would be kind of like, uh, a 7.5 out of 10. But like a good 7 out of 5 of it, like a good 75%, like 75% good. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Because being real, my main kind of complaint is that like it's stuck on the Nintendo Switch, so the performance of the game itself is not the greatest, which doesn't affect too much, considering it's a visual novel. There's not many like things that you need good performance for. Like, and it doesn't run bad. There's just some things that are noticeable sometimes, and it kind of just takes you out of the experience a little bit, just because every so often you'll just see something look off, and you'll be reminded, right, this is on the Nintendo Switch. What's it called? But like other than that, the story, which is like the most important part of a visual novel, is good. The characters, for the most part, good, and the gameplay is kind of just standard Danganronpa like. In this, like, it has like mini games. It has like that same kind of don't stop debate kind of feel that are like in the Danganronpa games, but it has its own spin on it. It's kind of fun. The pace of the game, like the pacing, is pretty different compared to things like Danganronpa. Honestly, I would say it's honestly similar to games like Ace Attorney, because there's no free time events like there were in Danganronpa. It's kind of just non-stop, like, backstory to a case, investigating, and then doing the quote-unquote trial, right? Like how that is in Danganronpa. Not Ace Attorney. In Danganronpa, there's like free time events, like things in between like the cases. But not in this game. Those kind of exist, but they're like side collectible things. They're neat, but it's not like the main focus of the game. So it was kind of weird, but that's also good. I like. But the pace was like weird because of how the game is, because it reminds me so much of Danganronpa, but it's just not. And that's not a problem. It's just kind of weird. Characters. I want to talk about characters. So there are 2 characters that I dislike in this video game, being your main partner Shinigami and one of your little detective friends, Desahiko Thunderbolt. Getting this kind of out of the way, I just in terms of design, the Shinigami's like humanoid form is aesthetically appealing just because of black. However, the design itself I do not like. Her personality I do not like, and she's kind of just annoying throughout the entire thing. Apart from the end, she like her and Yuma, the main character, have some sort of dynamic going on because she's a death god and he's like a detective guy, and they have conflicting morals sometimes. And that's like the only time that Shinigami is kind of tolerable, and then also towards the end, because I. Again, I can't say too much because of spoilers, but I don't know. It's just most of the time, I just don't like her. And then the other guy that I don't like, Yasuhiko Thunderbolt, he's kind of just the standard, like, he's like this kind of character is like in every game, where he's kind of just like a man and he sees a woman and he goes, "What? Woman?" And that's annoying, but it's sad to say, but I've grown used to it. I don't really care. He has moments where he's a bro, you know, he has some good times, but like most of the time it's kind of not. It's just kind of bad. Kind of better than like some of the worst thing and alpha characters that are out there, but you know, he's there. This character, Fubuki Clockford, I wanted to like her more than I did, and it's not really her fault because her character archetype is idiot. She's stupid, and that's funny. I usually like kind of stupid characters because they're funny and they make me laugh. But the way the game treats her sometimes is really weird. I don't know. It's just I don't know how they made me dislike a character that's like, kind of stupid, silly, but they did. Or no, I don't dislike her. She's cool. That is what I'll give her. She is cool. What's it called? All the detective guys that you're with have like special powers or whatever that help them investigate, and she has like the Okuyasu JoJo's Part 4 thing going on, where she has an overpowered ability but it's kind of stuck to an idiot. She has the ability to rewind time, which is kind of broken. However, she, idiot. And they like tease at like some kind of like how like she would feel like guilty if something happened and she couldn't stop it. Even with her time traveling powers, like she would feel guilty that she couldn't save people. Like they kind of tease about that, and they like kind of do it. But I wish that we had a little bit more backstory on her. Maybe we will with the DLCs. But yeah, that's kind of my opinions on her. Now, the big three character, like these guys are hype. So first up, you got Yako Furio, or I can't pronounce names, but Mr. Chief Yako. I know that at the time. I don't know how to say his last name, but Chief Yako. I love that guy. He's kind of just like, he's serious, he's a little silly, he's important to the story. He's a great guy, just kind of in general. I like that guy. He's chill. Second guy, Vivia Twilight. He is really cool. He's actually really great. I like that guy a lot. But I can't say too much about him because the stuff that makes him cool is kind of like left towards the end of the game, or like towards the end, which is fine. But he's cool. I like that guy. And now, like, Superstar is Polara Twilight, because I'm about to like give you a description of them and tell me that this is not like the best character ever made. So it's like Chiaki, but only because Chiaki, because of the hair. Her hair reminds me of Chiaki's hair from Danganronpa 2. But so like take Chiaki, right? And then she doesn't like video games anymore. She likes gambling and money, and also they're non-binary now. So, and they like cats, and that's the description of Polara Nightmare. I love Halara. They're so great. Uh, they also like cats, and they fight with a coin. And their power is really cool. It's kind of complicated, so I'm not gonna say it here. But their power is cool. They're great. Uh, they partner up with you, kind of like in the first real case, and yeah, they're cool. I like Alara a lot. Probably my favorite character from the game. Um, oh yeah, speaking of cases, the cases were all pretty good, except this game has one of the biggest like third case syndrome things that I've ever seen, where it's kind of just like the mystery itself that you solve is pretty alright. But like it's kind of just like a slog to get through. It has like a really long point to where you've been playing this chapter for a long time and you still have not gotten to investigate ever. You've kind of just like been still like just looking around and talking and whatnot. And that doesn't really help when you're partnered with Desahiko, who I don't like, and it's kind of I don't yeah the third thing, the third case, it's just not a big fan of that one. Anything else? Can't talk about the ending. Can't talk about that. uh, mm, music's pretty good. Uh, I have one in the background. It's gonna be in the background. It's kind of just like standard like background music that happens when people talk. That one's good. Otherwise, it's kind of just standard what you'd expect from a Danganronpa game. Well, it's not a Danganronpa, but you know what I mean. Yeah. I don't think I have much else to say. Oh yeah, main character Yuma, also good. Can't get too in depth into him, but I like Yuma. Not sure if I like him more than Shuichi yet, because Shuichi from V3 is like really good, but what's it called? Yuma's pretty good. I like Yuma. He's a good guy. Probably like he is top 2 minimum, because Koronai and Hajime, they're not that. I don't really care. uh, yeah, I think that's it. I think I've rambled enough. I don't think I'll do more stuff like this ever, but this was fun.